The Trump clown car has crashed right into the guardrail of reality and in the process punctured the puffed up image of the all-powerful Trump. Federal District Judge Cameron Curry has just tossed out Trump's political revenge cases and specifically made Trump and Pam Bondi look like law-breaking fools. And Lindsay Halligan looks like an evil incompetent deserving of sanctions. And yes, if ever it was true that the devil is in the details, it's with Judge Cameron Curry's ruling in the ludicrous case against former FBI Director James Comey. I'm going to unpack the latest bombshell from the federal court in the Eastern District of Virginia, and you are going to want to see this, because the ruling itself not only frees Comey and Letitia James, but makes disbarment for Lindsay Halligan a distinct possibility. So if this is the kind of detailed political analysis that you want to see, stick with me and hit our subscribe button, because the case against Comey and James were always a sham and the worst example of trumped up charges that the incompetent Pam Bondi could dream up. In fact, the first prosecutor assigned to the case, Eric Siebert, refused to bring it forward because there was nothing there. But nobody made the ridiculousness, lawlessness, and complete hypocrisy at stake in the case better than Senator Whitehouse. Watch this.
That the day before, the United States Department of Justice arraigned a former FBI director for allegedly making untruthful statements to this committee. The Attorney General of the United States sat right there and made untruthful statements to this committee. And they weren't maybe untruthful statements. This wasn't a question of nuance. She made allegations about the ranking member and me having received political contributions from some, she said, Epstein close confidant. And it's not a maybe answer. It's a yes or no. Did I or didn't I? And there's an unimpeachable record that shows that what she said sitting right there was not true.
And it's precisely that level of ridiculousness that Judge Curry went after in her 29-page ruling against the government. The very first sentence of the ruling torches Lindsay Halligan by stating, on September 25th, 2025, Lindsay Halligan, a former White House aide with no prior prosecutorial experience, appeared before a federal grand jury in the Eastern District of Virginia. Oh, but it doesn't end there. The second sentence. Having been appointed interim U.S. attorney by the Attorney General just days before, Ms. Halligan secured a 2-count indictment charging former FBI Director James B. Comey Jr. So right from the start, Judge Curry went after both Halligan and Bondi, and it only got more damning. The judge quickly referred to Halligan as the sole prosecutor because it's the basis for the dismissal, but also to underscore that no career prosecutors in the DOJ were willing to sign on to this farce. In summing up the facts, the judge specifically went after Trump, quoting his famous social media posts in which he demands Siebert be fired. Anyone who knows how to read between the lines of judges' decisions knows that Judge Curry was denouncing Trump and Bondi for dissolving the independence of the DOJ. And it gets even more pointed than that. The judge's summary hits like Muhammad Ali up against Sonny Liston. The first point sets the record straight on Bondi's illegal appointments. It reads, 1. The appointment of Ms. Halligan as interim U.S. attorney violated 28 U.S.C. Section 546 and the Appointments Clause of the U.S. Constitution. Boom. Done. End of story. But just to make it clear, the judge writes, 2. All actions flowing from Ms. Halligan's defective appointment, including securing and signing Mr. Comey's indictment, were unlawful exercises of executive power and are hereby set aside. Now, as powerful as all that is, it's pretty straightforward, but then the judge threw Pam Bondi to the wolves and just embarrassed her as utterly incompetent. She wrote, 3. The Attorney General's attempts to ratify Ms. Halligan's actions were ineffective and are hereby set aside. In other words, nice try, Pam, but this is the major leagues and you don't belong. And speaking of not belonging, Lindsay Halligan may not belong to the League of Lawyers much longer. Her illegal manipulation of information in this process did not go unnoticed by the judge and could well lead to disbarment.
What does this mean for Lindsay Halligan?
It doesn't look good for her in terms of any real idea that she's going to get to remain there. But a bigger concern I would have if I'm Lindsay Halligan is a lot of what came out, particularly in the Comey case, with how she presented things to the grand jury. That speaks to potential ethics violation. That speaks to potential disbarment at some point by whichever state bars she's licensed in. That's no small thing.
What Judge Curry's ruling also makes clear, and then some, is that Pam Bondi should be disbarred as well. I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. You'll not only help out our channel, you'll be taking concrete action and helping get rid of Trump and the MAGA movement who ushered him in.